They play with that term from time to time. Every time they get into trouble over the past, they play out these terms. And what they do is they do it to divert people's attention. Alex, I want to make this 100% clear. The jobs that are gone forever. They're not coming back. They've shipped our production overseas. You look around. Go anywhere you want to go. Where are their jobs? Hey, you want a job at a checkout counter at 7-Eleven? You want a wonderful position as a home health care? How about working in a nursing home? There's going to be plenty of jobs for you. They're dumbing down the society. The jobs that are left are among the worst. And when there's only job creation, where is it? Well, it's in government jobs. It's in home health care. It's in the hospitality sector. Man, that's not even going to happen anymore. So the jobs that are gone for good.
Stay there, because I want to ask you next. More police, more tickets, more fines, more fees, more taxes. How do they squeeze more blood out of the population? Gerald Celente, the Republic is fading into history. We've been fully conquered by offshore banks. They, in their own documents, admit they create economic implosions so they can consolidate wealth. They think their police state can protect them from the people, so they can carry out this crime. But you have said repeatedly and broken down the fact that history shows it's not going to go that way. Break down in summary, please, sir, how you see this then unfolding in a chain of events. What are the taxpayer revolts going to turn into as the system squeezes and squeezes and squeezes?
Well, we already have state and local governments over $200 billion in the red. And they're going to keep asking people for more and more taxes. Right here in Kingston, New York, word just came out. I don't know how true it is or not. Someone just called me today that they're going to look for a 10% increase in taxes. So we're organizing our own local tax revolts right here. And this is going to go on all over the country. As you know, my saying as a Bronx boy, when people lose everything and they have nothing left to lose, they lose it. And people are now looking at government as the enemy, more so than ever before. So the tax protests we see are going to be the catalyst that drives the nation into the second revolution. We're in it already. The media is denying it, and as you know, they're attributing these protests, etc., to right-wing fringe elements and conservative nuts. That's the way, they like to paint it. It has nothing to do with that. These are people that are fed up and they have nothing to lose. So we're going to see it manifest itself again with the tax revolts. Then the winter comes. And around much of the country, people are going to be unable to afford to buy home heating fuel or gas. They're not going to be. You're going to start seeing, particularly among the elderly. Now we have to understand why are oil prices going up so high? Well, it has less to do with demand and more to do, going back again, to the devaluation of the dollar. Oil, as everyone knows, is petrodollars. And with the dollar losing value, oil prices keep going up. So that's what we're going to see. Now, I want to throw one other thing on here as well. We saw Obama come out and tell the elderly that because of the cost of living index has gone down and remained flat, that they're going to give them $250 each to help them along. Well, $250, as we all know in the real world, is chump change, not worth anything. It's going to cost the government about $13 billion. Aren't they generous with the elderly? $13 billion is what we, the people, gave to the Goldman Sachs gang to cover their losses that they took on bad bets with AIG. What an insult to the American people. And this is where the inflammation is going to start rising. It's going to be off with their heads before they know it. They're so out of touch with what's going on in the street that they think they could chum the people with let them eat cake, $250 payoff. So that's how we see this thing playing out. We're going to see more and more people turning against the government. And what we're hoping, not hoping, what we're suggesting is that this revolution cannot be hijacked by violence, because if it does, we lose. And all you have to see is, well, what happened at the G20 meetings when they called martial law in Pittsburgh. I mean, can you imagine closing down an entire city, 1.5 million people for 20 world leaders?
And saying you can't come out on the street and then attacking peaceful people. They're looking for trouble. They're looking to set the precedent. Police dogs biting old women, young girls getting billy clubbed off bikes. They want violence.
Exactly. And you know, as a close combat martial artist, a leader walks without fear. What kind of leaders do these people call themselves when they can't even step out into a crowd and have to close down the city? What a disgrace. You know, if anybody believes in anything, the founding fathers are turning in their graves at these little cowards that they call leaders, and people are going to follow these leaders.
I talked to Jesse Ventura last week. It's a video we've got up on Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com, and he made the point that last year at the Republican National Convention, it was an armed camp, locked down much of the city. They were acting like the public were all terrorists. Then at Ron Paul's event, couple cops, super light security, everybody had a great time. I mean, Saddam Hussein would walk around in a group of 10,000 people with AK-47s, but in America, the foreign bankers come into town, they lock the whole city down because they're the criminals.